Welcome, everyone. My name is Marquessa Petway. I'm a business reinvention expert and speaker outside of New York, and I'm also a columnist for Speaker Magazine. And I am doing a feature on what does it take to build that celebrity platform as a speaker. And I have the privilege of interviewing our very own and very accomplished Dr. Willie Jolley. Let me just tell you a little bit about him. Everyone knows who he is. Right now, he's in the middle of a Get Motivated tour, him and other heavy hitters in the speaking industry. Now, Dr. Willie Jolley has been described as a world-class award-winning speaker and singer, best-selling author, and media personality. It's so funny. Every time I hear someone say a setback is a setup for a comeback, it came from him. And I want him to get credit for that. Dr. Willie has achieved remarkable heights in the speaking industry, having come from humble beginnings of being a fired singer who was replaced by a karaoke machine, y'all. And he has gone on to be named one of the 5 outstanding speakers in the world by the 175,000 members of Toastmasters International. I'm one of those. He has also been inducted into the prestigious Speaker Hall of Fame, as well as achieving the distinction of Certified Speaker Professional by NSA. Now, I got to tell you this. In 2012, he was the recipient of the Ron Brown Distinguished Leadership Award. And in 2013, he was named one of the top 5 leadership speakers by Speaking.com. Guys, his resume goes on for days, and I'm so proud because he has, and he'll correct me if I'm wrong, but I know he has the top, I don't know if it's #1, Sirius radio show. And you know Sirius, a huge network. Dr. Willie is on there. So welcome to this, and thank you for agreeing to do this interview. I can't wait to talk to you.
Well, thank you. It's an honor and a joy to be on with you and to be able to share some ideas with everybody who's watching and who's reading. The actual is that I have the #1 Sirius XM show for self-help in America, or motivation. And I always tell the truth about this. I want people to be completely clear about this. I've been on Sirius XM for 10 seasons. And for 9 seasons, I was a distant #2. When I say distant, I mean distant #2. I was behind a lady named Oprah Winfrey and Oprah Radio, and I was so far behind her I could not even see her dust. Beginning of 2015, Oprah decided to focus on Oprah Television, so she shut down Oprah Radio. So IE is now #1.
That is awesome.
Now, so yeah, it's very great to have that. And I'm on tour. I was honored to replace the legendary Zig Ziglar, who we all know from NSA and from around the world as one of the greatest of all the greats of speaking. I replaced him on the national Get Motivated tour for 20 years. Zig and General Colin Powell were the featured speakers, and Zig passed away about 1.5 2 years ago, and they invited me to replace him, and now it's myself and Les Brown. General Powell decided that grind at 80 years old was not something he wanted to do, so Les has been replaced General Powell. So I open and Les closes, and it's quite an experience to be out on tour with Les, as well as to be on the Get Motivated tour and do what I do all over the country.
Wow. Well, Dr. Willie Jolley, take us back, because there are a lot of speakers watching this and that will read this feature in Speaker Magazine, and they want to know, how can I be more impactful? How can I build a bigger platform, even become known as a celebrity someday? You started off in this industry as an unknown. You did not come into the professional speaking industry as someone that everyone knew. I think you actually came in as a singer. So take us back to the beginning of how did you come into the industry, and then sort of take us through your journey.
Okay, very good. So first of all, you're right. I came in completely unknown and green. Okay, let's put that as well. I was unknown and green. By green, I mean didn't know anything. They didn't know me, and I didn't know anything about speaking. I was a nightclub singer, and a small-time nightclub singer in Washington, D.C., and I had won a couple of awards, jazz singers. I was pretty popular jazz singer in D.C., but it was still a very small platform, and we would a good night would be 100 people in our club at the top, at the top of the best night. So I got fired and replaced by a karaoke machine. And I said, I'm not going to do that singing and letting somebody else control my destiny anymore. I'm going to do something else. I did not know what I was going to do. I took a job with the Washington, D.C. public school system as a drug prevention coordinator, talking to little kids about staying away from drugs, and found this new gift or new ability I didn't know I had to use words, to speak words and make people listen. From the little kids, I spoke for kids for about 5 years, just going all over the country. And in those 5 years, in my second year, I learned about the National Speakers Association, and I went to the convention in 1992 in Orlando, Florida, and I was green. I had one suit to my name. I knew nothing about the speaking business. I knew nothing about the business. And the NSA people embraced me as they've done everybody else, and they took me in and they taught me. That's the thing. They taught me how to become a speaker, a real speaker, how to build a business. And over the last, since 1991, I started speaking for youth. In 1992, I joined NSA. And so in the last, 20-some years, I've been able to grow this business, but also to grow my platform. And so I've been able to build that by doing a couple things. And I want to say this to people because we know that celebrity speakers have a really greater way in the marketplace. By way, they get paid more. They get to talk about what they want to talk about. People don't tell them what to talk about or what their messaging should be. They're just glad they showed up. And then they get paid much better than some of what I call the great real speakers in the marketplace. And some of them are not really good speakers. Some of the celebrity speakers, they become famous somewhere else, television, radio, books, something, and then they say, well, let's make some money now in the speaking business. And I'm fine with that. I'm cool with that. I think that's fine and fair. You've done your work, you've built a brand, you've got some brand equity, and then you say, okay, people want to pay me to hear me tell what I did or how I did it. Fine with that. But there are a lot of other speakers who started as speakers and built their expertise. They built their communication skills. They built their ability to communicate. And they might be better speakers, but they're just not as well known. Well, one day I realized that I wanted to make a bigger paycheck. I also wanted to have a greater impact. Well, I think what it was I was looking at television one day, and it was during a political time, and celebrities were saying, I want you to vote for so-and-so. Or I remember one time it was for a treaties, one of the treaties, SALT treaty or some treaty, that celebrities were lobbying people about this treaty. I said, what do they know about this political position? But they were using their celebrity to get and influence people. I said, influence. I can influence more people if I'm famous, and I can get paid more. And so I made a decision, a conscious, determined decision to shift my brand from being a topical brand to become a celebrity brand. And folks, I can do it, you can do it. And that's what I want to tell people. It has to be intentional. It has to be something you make a commitment to and a decision about, and then intentionality makes it start to happen. So I started doing a daily radio show here in Washington, D.C., and I did it for free until it started to get some legs, and then I started making money from that. But it took quite a while for it to do that. But I did it for free to build that, and then it got syndicated. That led to Sirius XM, where, again, they didn't have a big budget to get me started. I said, give me what you got. I'll get in and I will learn. I knew nothing about what we call long-form radio. That's our radio where you're taking callers and how to get guests to call in. I knew nothing about it, and I had to learn that. So I had to be willing to be intentional and learn in the process of becoming more well-known as, quote-unquote, famous, somewhat celebrity. And it continued to grow. And then I looked at Stephen Covey, and I looked at some Tom Hopkins and others who had used books to build celebrity, Mark Victor Hansen and Jack Canfield. I said, well, maybe I need to write some books. So I started writing books, okay? And I've written a number of books that have gone on to be bestsellers. That helped with the celebrity brand. And so then we worked on television. I saw Les Brown had done a PBS special. I said, maybe I need to do a PBS special. So I did 2 PBS specials. And then I started doing short form television. So I got short form radio, which is, I have a daily radio show and have had it for over 15 years in Washington. And then I got my Sirius XM, which is long form radio, which as you were told is #1 now in the self-help category for Sirius XM across America. And then I got a short form television program, which is my Live Better with Willie Jolley messages that are 1-minute messages that have done well. And then we've got we started using Periscope and Facebook Live and other social media ways to get my messaging out. I say that to say to everybody, I'm not special. Nope, not special. I just made an intentional decision, and you can do the same. Wherever you are, you've got intellectual capital, you've got relationship capital, you got reputational capital, and you've got some skills that you probably don't know how valuable they are, and you just have to make up in your mind that you're going to go beyond what I call the B2B to the B2C. You're going to add B to C. I'm not telling you to stop working with corporations, because that would be foolish. They pay you a good fee to come in and speak, but it's what they call a soft ticket. A soft ticket. I gave you an example of somebody who has created a celebrity brand with what we call a hard ticket, Jeannie Robertson. Now, Jeannie Robertson, for years, when I got to NSA, she was a well-established pro. She was a well-known NSA expert, humorist, but she made a conscious decision to go beyond NSA B2B, going to corporation where they pay her and they put the butts in the seat, to where she would use her brand using Sirius XM Comedy Channel to put butts in the seat by selling tickets, what we call a soft ticket. And it's a gamble, because nobody might show up, or it might be bad weather. But she took that shot and has become a real celebrity in the humor market. So I say that to say it's within everybody's grasp to take your intellectual capital, your information, and say, okay, I'm going to be intentional about creating a celebrity brand. And when you do, things start to happen in your life. It's amazing how my fees have gone up, my impact has gone up. We get more people now following me on Twitter, on IG, on all of these social media networks, on Facebook. Our Facebook, we're on a fan page now because we've way outgrown our personal page. And so I think that's important for everybody to know it's possible. For you, if I can do it, a broke, busted nightclub singer who came to NSA knowing nothing but learning how to run and grow a business from the great folks there who, I'm telling you, folks, I want to say this clearly. Let this be clear. People ask me all the time, I want to be a speaker. I want to be famous. I want to be successful. What is the secret? What's the one thing I need to do? Yeah, I know you knew Les Brown. I know you knew Zig Ziglar. I know you knew this one. I said, all that was good, but the secret to my success, without any doubt, is a place called the National Speakers Association. Without a question in my mind, that's the -- secret to my success as a speaker, celebrity, personality. National Speakers Association. Nothing compares. Nothing's even close. And so all the other relationships was a byproduct of the National Speakers Association. I would encourage everybody to get in, learn from those who are doing it. They are the most giving, open, caring group of people I've ever met. And then be intentional that you're going to take your expertise, your personality, your whatever gift you have that's different. Mine was singing. But I didn't become famous for singing. Here's the interesting thing. My gifting was singing. I can sing, okay? But that's not what made me famous. It was media, radio and television and books. That got me the fame. Now we're going to add music. Music coming. I haven't forgotten it. I got a jazz album coming out. I got a pop album. I got a gospel album coming out. They're going to be coming out next because that's my next level. But that's not what got me some fame and celebrity. All right?
Wow. Oh, I just want to hug you. I'm sure everyone will hug you because that's what makes you special and awesome, Dr. Willie, is you give your heart, and you gave us such great strategies and mindset and just truth. You shared your truth and share it with us. If you want to be more impactful, this is what you need to do. How can those listening get in touch with you, stay in touch with you, follow you? Hit it with us.
All right, so go to williejolly.com. And if you go there, just go to my All Access so you can get some of the most excellent interviews. You can actually hear what I do on radio. Interviews with people like Wally Famous Amos and Bob Johnson, who started Black Entertainment Television, and Tom Hopkins. I've got General Powell, Damon John, Mark Victor Hansen, Brian Tracy. Just great interviews. That's part of the reason my show is a success, because I brought my friends, people I either knew or developed friendships. And I'm very grateful that my telephone, my phone here is, I got some great numbers in here, okay? I got some folks in here who are some bomb diggity, okay? On bomb.com. So I developed relationships. That's one more thing I want to say. I want to say to my question that is, you got to develop the relationships. One of the things that I did when I went there and say I developed relationships. I tried to do for somebody else for that I needed them to do for me. And so I encourage you. Go to williejolly.com, check the All Access, go in, listen to some of the interviews. Also, follow me on Twitter at Willie Jolley, IG, the real Willie Jolley. And if you're faith-based, look at my faith-based site. I still do a lot. I was on Our Power. That helped a whole lot to make me have a more global celebrity when I replaced Bobby Schuller for a number of Sundays on the Our Power at the Crystal Cathedral. So go to jollygoodnews.org, Jolley, goodnews.org, which is my faith-based site. Because many people know that one of the reasons that I was selected to replace Zig was because they were looking for a man of faith who was also a well-known motivator. And Zig was a man of faith who was a well-known motivator, and my name kept popping up, so I'm grateful. So, and last but not least, many people don't know that one of the reasons, too, that I'm having some growth is because I made the decision to go back to school in 2012. I shut my business down for a year and went back to get my doctorate. And it was hard. It was very challenging to go back to school after all of these years. I've been out of school for 30 years, but I've been talking about the best way to grow your future is grow yourself, and I had to do what I've been talking about. So I'm working on it now. Look around me. There's one more thing I want to show to people. This is my office. I got a picture over here. If you see over here, you can't see it. This is my beautiful bride.
We love Dee.
I love that woman. She turns me on. I told her if she leave me, I'm coming with her. Anyway, 31 years of marriage. A new marriage book is coming out. Tell me how you like this. Make love, make money, make it last. How you like this?
I'm going to buy that.
All right. I want to thank Della Toro, my other son, Della Toro, for helping me put that title together. But over here on this side, I've got a picture of me and my son with a Rolls Royce. I got my plane that I set on my goal list, and you got a vision board. So my jet, I want Willie Jolley jet. It's going to have WJ, but this other person somewhere back there going to be WJ. And then I got a Bentley, I got my Tesla, and I got pictures of what I want to achieve and what I'm willing to work for. And then my books, here are my Whammy Awards. Those are Washington Area Music Association singing awards. And as I said, I didn't make it, I didn't create fame as a singer. Singing set me apart as a speaker, but it didn't make me famous in the B2C world, which is business to consumer. What made me famous or celebrity in the B2C world is media. And folks, I want to encourage you to get media and make your books, make it a priority to get your books on the bestseller list.
Wow. Thank you, Dr. Willie Jolley. You are the best. I feel so happy and blessed to not only have you as a friend, but have you as a fellow member and a fellow CSP of National Speakers Association. And guys, you know he is in the Hall of Fame, so that's also CPAE. All All right. Thank you so much, Willie Jolley. Don't go anywhere. Guys, make sure you tweet how much you love this interview and how much you loved his profile in Speaker Magazine.